Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J live from the den. Legacy Internet Radio. Thank y'all to everybody who has been rocking with us tonight. We appreciate it. A lot of good stuff that we did tonight, and I appreciate from the bottom of my heart everybody who has been rocking with me and the crew throughout tonight's show. A couple of things that I want to get to, some housekeeping before I bring the crew back into the show. I need to do some housekeeping. First thing we'll do at this time of the show every single week, we always do our history moment. And this week in history, we're going back to May 9th. May 9th is the date that we're going to pick on in our history. And May 9th in 1750, May 9th, the South Carolina Gazette reported that Caesar, a South Carolina slave, has been granted his freedom and a lifetime annuity in exchange for his cures for poison and rattlesnake bites. Caesar and the famous James Durham of New Orleans are two of the earliest known black medical practitioners. This brother Caesar was known to have been either from the Caribbean or Africa, because a lot of his remedies had Afrocentric type pieces to them. And so look this brother up. You know, there doesn't appear to be a lot of information on when he died, but there is a record of this brother being one of the first medical doctors, and he was a slave. That part tripped me out when I did my homework and I Googled this guy. So take a look at him. In 1800, abolitionist John Brown was born. We know how important he was. Also in 1862, on May 9th, General Hunter of the Union Army issued a proclamation freeing the slaves of Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina. A displeased President Lincoln annulled this act. Lincoln stated, "General Hunter is an honest man. He proclaimed all men free within certain states. I repudiated this proclamation." Translation: the great emancipator wasn't so great a few years before the Emancipation Proclamation. I wonder what changed his mind a couple years later. Could it be some dollar signs? Maybe so. Ain't no half step with Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. That was your history moment. At this time of the show, we always profile a missing and or exploited child. This night is no different. We're looking for Ryan Anderson. Ryan Anderson's been missing since March 27, 2017, from the Cap City right here in Richmond, Virginia, Chesterfield more specifically, a southern suburb of Richmond. He's a 17-year-old black male who stands 5'8", weighs 109 pounds. He's got black hair, brown eyes. Ryan Anderson was last seen on March 27, 2017. He's got a scar on his upper lip. If you've seen Ryan Anderson, please contact National Center for Missing and or Exploited Children on their website, missingkids.com, or contact them at 1-800-THE-LOST, 1-800-843-5678, or contact the Chesterfield County Police Department here in Richmond area at 804-748-1251. Ain't no half stepping, Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. So at this time, as we do every single week, we give everybody in the room an opportunity to close it out with their own individual rant and their own individual closing. So if you got something on your mind you want to fuss about, now is the time to do so. My brother, Jay Grizzy Green.
Yo.
Batting lead off tonight, my brother.
Sweet.
What you got in your Grizzy gripe?
I ain't got no gripe today, man. First, thank you for having me. Appreciate all the time, always coming through the den, the chill. When I walked in, she was talking, and I was like, yo, she woke. I was like, yo, she Super Saiyan woke. Like, I walked in and just the glow was just like, oh. I was just, right?
Dragon Ball Z shirt.
She was krilling it, boy. So I was just, but for me, And then I keep talking about I had one hell of a ride he got on the Uber. It was a great guy. Hey, we was talking about being woke. Like, and every generation has seminal moments. Like, for me, was 92 LA riots. I want to say it was August 92. When
April 29th
of 92.
1992.
And I become conscious or aware because I was in college. I started experiencing, when I say life, I'm talking about like real stuff like money and responsibility, paying bills and stuff like that. So I'm getting ready to say, well, this is what life has got to offer me, you know, and I'm ready to take it by the horns, and then bam, you know, no, nigga. And I say that for what happened with Rodney King. Like, no, dude, you know, that was a seminal moment that I became what they would say woke, but I, you know, became conscious. And like nowadays, and I was having this conversation with the younger brother, I assume he was from the younger generation, is the progressiveness of thought, of promise, of learned, of the process of the spirit. I feel good. Like, I'm in my mid-40s right now, but I feel so good that when I'm long and gone out of here, that my kids and my grandkids are going to be part of a better world because of this generation. That's my Grizzly. You can't say gripe, but
I could
appreciate it, bro.
When can we hear more from you?
Oh, y'all going to be hearing from me. I'm dropping a podcast, season 1. Yes, man, it's going to be all fun. It's called The Last Laugh with Jay Grizzly. I'm going to have my comedian friends. I know that we sit down and we chop it up, talk about comedy, the comedy game, writing, jokes. We just sit out and trip, man. So make sure y'all check that out. That's going to be premiering here at Legacy Internet Radio on May 16th, season 1. We're going to be recording some more episodes, so the seasons might be coming close, but I just wanted to put season 1 out there to see how it go. Hope everybody enjoy. Make sure y'all check that out. And you only can get it exclusively on legacyinternetradio.com, although we're on different platforms, right? Like, you can download it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It'll be on Legacy it'll be on legacyinternetradio.com exclusively, and you'll be able to. They'll be uploaded on May 16th, and you'll be able to listen to them then. And what we're also going to do is we're going to stagger the airings. So they'll be all available on demand. Mm-hmm. So you can listen to them all when you're ready to on May 16th, right, depending on the topics.
Well, if you want to just check them out.
Yeah, if you want to check them out. But what we'll also do is we'll air an episode, each one in succession, following Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J, following the first Monday after May 16th. So I believe we'll have 4 or 5 episodes. So for about 4 or 5 weeks, or however long they are, we'll be airing episodes of The Last Laugh with Jay Grizzly.
And so after you get the Marcus hits you over the head, because Marcus Garvey is his namesake, he hits you over the head with that smart talk. I'm gonna come right back behind him with that ignorant, right behind him.
He would. I look forward to it, brother. Thank you for making your return. The evolution from the original Green Room on that website we used to be on, with Carlton Banks and yours truly and Big Rube, with you as the host. And then when Legacy Internet Radio was created, you know the Green Room version 2.0, with you, Jay Grizzly, and our first lady of Legacy Internet Radio, comedian Lisa P. Of course, that show was dope.
That show was crazy.
That show was crazy and it was dope. And then the evolution to The Last Laugh with Jay Grizzly. So did a lot of work with us, brother, and we continue to watch you.
This is home,
grow.
Man.
We look forward to you.
Second home. I know where to come if I get put out.
Yeah, you got a place to be.
Got a couch now, buddy.
Ain't no with Marcus J, live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. It's time for us to sip some pimp juice with our brother, Mr. 3375. What you got, bro?
I'm gonna say y'all can catch me on a lot of different shows on this Legacy Internet Radio.
Every show.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like the mega co-host of Legacy Internet Radio.
I mean, you Steve Harvey?
You
the utility player. When I called you that, it was
I want to tell
stuff.
y'all, like, my Sundays is long.
Bro, church.
Like I get off work like 9 o'clock in the morning. I sleep till 1, 2 o'clock. Then I come and be on record side with Big Rube at 3:30 to 5:30. Then I get a 30-minute break before I'm co-hosting Twas After Dark.
So I get a 30-minute
Like he really clocking in over this, man.
Break.
I take my lunch break.
We don't have a sign up here that say minimum wage $4.25.
I'm still
with the labor laws and shit up there. We don't.
I'm still looking for that extra S on Twas.
Swallows at the dog.
And then after Twas,
Damn, some more work you doing, brother? Jamaica.
But tell him.
the Lounge of Legacy,
Oh,
my jazz show.
Your jazz
well,
show.
dang.
His
2
show.
hours.
His show.
My show.
Good grief.
My Sundays is long.
I'm gonna follow right up behind the jazz show with some ignorant.
What time do you? Dang.
A lot of times I don't. My Sundays is long. Like that's my dedication to this company, this business, because this is my family, and I appreciate everything they have done for me. And then football season over for a little bit, so hey,
Lies back on it.
on Mondays ain't no half stop.
Yeah.
So like I love what I do, man.
I can
I
tell,
love this to
'cause you
the
up in this
fullest,
joint.
man. I'd rather be here than anywhere else. But in a couple of months, I got something for the people.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Indie artists, authors, anybody starting their own business. Whatever, I got something for them.
That's what's up.
That I'm gonna.
We trying to get you through the door.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna
Nice.
get you through the door, and we're gonna put it out there on podcasts, and we're gonna put it out there on video. So y'all be on the lookout for that.
Boom, Wally, bing, bing.
And another, I got one more thing. I got a little long-winded today.
For 7 days in the week,
using
33,
I'm using like
75.
I'm using like 20 seconds.
Hey, look. Take your time. Take your time.
I would just want to as a parent, man, y'all really have to be aware of what your kids do.
Yep.
If you really shocked by really anything that your kids do, you really not involved. Like, yeah, I have a 17-year-old, but I'm nosy as hell. I'm in your room. I don't care.
That Facebook, man.
If you don't pay no bills, don't be locking no doors around here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm like that because I'm careful with her. I mean, I give her space because she's a woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm a father. I'm not your friend. I'm your
Right.
father.
Amen.
You know, so y'all really need to be involved in what your kids do. And because if not, the streets is going to raise them. The TV is going to raise them.
Right.
First time football dad, like I've been exposed to a lot of stuff. They didn't have spring football when we was kids.
I see this year round.
You know what I'm saying? Football is
prepping
year
them, yeah.
round now. I just found out that they have track for kids.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I did
Like,
track
my
when I was
daughter
like
does
10.
it.
Right, so it's a lot of things that you can put your kids in now that I'm sure that your kids will love. You just can't have them playing video games all day. It's not healthy. You gotta get them in some type of activity. When I was growing up, get out my house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get out my house.
It
Go
was
out
too
and
hot
play.
inside
You
because
know
we
what I'm
had no
saying?
AC, so I couldn't wait to go outside.
Like, get out the house, do something,
Right.
and close the door, and just stop.
Stop slapping that door back.
Yeah, stop
That
slamming the
spring
door and
Smell like outside.
and heating up and
letting all the good
letting
air
all the
out.
air out.
Like, what's the bad air? Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
What are we
All that
breathing
type
in
of stuff,
here?
man. Like, yeah, like it's really important that we do that, man, and and that'll take away some of the stuff that's going on, in the world. You just have to monitor your kids, man, and teach them. And as far as like self-defense, like I taught all my nieces and my daughter self-defense because we live in a time you just don't know.
People
You
walking
just
up
don't
on
know.
people.
Like, oh, I'm gone. Yeah, it better be about 5 or 6 of y'all
Together.
where y'all going. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want it's just 2 of y'all. I want y'all in groups and all y'all stick together and all y'all better answer y'all phone when I call.
Yeah.
I got
Ain't
all
that
their
the
numbers.
worst?
When I call,
Yeah.
you better answer because if not,
Is that your dad, Mr. 3375?
yeah, all kinds
Why
of
it say
hell is going to be
3375 on the
raised
phone?
if you don't answer that phone, and they know that.
So
So
0 to 100.
exactly, and that's my rant for the day, y'all. One love, peace.
You a bark. Hey, Mike bark off his soapbox, and you this my rant of the day. day. Good God Almighty. Be here till 12 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time.
And another thing.
Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J live from the Den. Legacy Internet Radio, the newest member of the Ain't No Hashtag with Marcus J family, our sister who joins us on the first Monday of every single month. Maud Jr., our sister.
There you go. That shit was funny.
I will take that.
Q Boogie.
That
That should be your theme song.
It should be.
Yeah, so what's
should
your-
be like a random show.
You gotta be a black Maud though.
Have to. But mine was.
But Maud had an afro though. She had an afro.
She had a salt and pepper fro.
She had a Jew fro.
She
She
ain't take nobody.
had a Jew
She
fro.
ain't take trash from nobody. She was your atypical black woman. She just was fair skinned.
Auntie. She was
Right.
our auntie. So
She
what
was
you
an
got,
auntie.
Q
She wasn't
Boogie?
an
Your
auntie, she
rant
was
and
an
your
auntie.
closing. What you got?
Similar to what we talked about in the break, and I may or may not piss y'all off. I don't care. The funny thing about being woke is that you can't turn it off.
They gonna remind you.
It's so funny. I was at the A New You. Shout out to Shanette Hawk. I was there a couple weeks ago, and they were watching like back-to-back Neo videos, and I was just sitting there. I was like,
Neo that wear the hats all the time.
and I was just sitting there like,
Respect.
Why a woman look the same in this video? Like I got mad, and when you wake up to certain things and wake up to certain elements and privileges and all this other stuff, you can't turn it off. So the whole time they just jamming, and I'm just sitting there. They over there in the corner jamming in Bucharest, and I'm over there like I can't do this. This is
Bucharest.
Jamming in Bucharest. Okay, Martin.
It was making me upset,
All right.
and I can't turn off my love for black women liberation and black women healing and black women everything, and I can't turn it off, and it pisses off a lot of black men, and I just want y'all to just get over it. So I just want y'all to like stop with the shit. So I got called Rachel Dolezal last weekend.
Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah. I got called Rachel Dolezal because this guy that we're not really friends, but just, you know how you just follow somebody on Facebook.
Oh no, I'm curious to know. I'm sorry.
I'm segueing. It's like, cause it made no sense to me either. I was still saying.
Yeah, I was saying like, dude, how can you call her Rachel? She's not even close to white. Unless you can rub yourself. Can you rub your blackness off?
I tried.
She rubbed
When
hers on.
when I was younger, all
Right.
stuck up in color, was like, I want to be light skinned.
Right.
Back then, I'm like, psh. But now I'm like, take
Dude,
all
the
that
dude that called you
So-
Rachel Dolezal, you're a loser.
He called me Rachel Dolezal because he got highly upset because of Serena Williams basically defaulting on her blackness because she had the audacity to start a family with a Jewish man. So it was like, look at this queen mother of Egypt in the white man's possession. Like, it was basically like that, and like he just hotepped the whole thing. So I called him a hotep, and he was like, all right, Rachel Dolezal, and I was like, that doesn't even make sense.
That don't even go together, dude.
And then he sent me a meme of Future, and I was like, even better. Like, I don't
Really? Future?
Yeah, I'm like, so you follow up Rachel Dolezal with Future. So I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he's a
so,
dork.
I just want black men to be better when it comes to that. Stop thinking that every single thing that black women is, I have to say, is not a complaint. It's really just us saying like, hey, we're really tired of these things.
Well,
happening.
sometimes the delivery.
I mean, even then, it's still like not all men. So it's like it just stop. Like, if it really shouldn't be like, I really hate the fact that I was trying to walk down the street and this guy like grabbed my arm. It's like, yeah, well, I hate the fact that women talk too much. What? Where did
that come from?
Correlation.
You just tried to assault me.
Correlation. What are you talking about? So I really want black men to really like stop being kangs all the time and just.
Should I take back the future generation is in good hands statement? Because the dudes sound like douches.
But that's the thing. Like, but the thing about it is, a lot of the time that it's coming from
the women.
It's coming from the older guys. So, but really, just want men to, in the stereotypical way, just do better. I am a womanist. I have no problem saying that I'm a womanist. If you got a problem with it, then we can talk about it without you calling me a bitch. So, or Rachel Dolezal, which defeats the entire purpose. But that's really like one of my rants. What do I have going on? speaking of just being there for black women, I have an event coming up. I know it's early still, but I have an event coming up on July 7th at the Brown Studio, and it's called "You Okay, Sis?" And it's about vibing and journal healing, which is a word that we made up the other day, where we're going to try to find healing through journaling and writing and talking to other women that are going through similar things. And it's $10 to be a part of that, and you can find it on Eventbrite under "Okay, Sis." So you can find it under there.
Just check it.
You know what I'm saying? Just making sure you're good, girl. And always find me on social media. I'm Q Boogie, but I guess in alternative world, I am Joy Donaldson. So if you need help writing anything, if you want a good book, you can buy mine. If you want some good photography, you can buy that too. And yeah, I'll be here. I got chained today. I ain't get my chain yet, but today is chaining day. And
Today is the chain.
Today is chaining day, and I will be here for starters every first Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, that's all I got.
Ain't no half stepping. Marcus J, live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Thank you for everybody who's been rocking with the show tonight. I appreciate you. Absolutely appreciate you. You could have been anywhere doing anything. Like you, Coach Ship, who says great show to us. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate my brother Hancock checking us out, and Hakeem, and our sister Tiffany Lynn checking us out. Appreciate Stacy and Terry and Laurel, Michelle K and Solo and Tavon and everybody else who checked in with us tonight. Without y'all, there is no us. So thank you. You're listening to the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio. It's called Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J. We're here every single Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. On Tuesday nights, we've got the listening party, hip-hop, beats, underground DJs. On Wednesday nights, you've got Joy and Body Radio with our sister Ashley Joy and Big Bro Joe, show for women, by women, and the men who love them. Our show Absolutely Alphas is on hiatus, and we'll rejoin Legacy Internet Radio in July. On Thursdays, we've got All Throttle Radio, our biker show. We look forward to bringing them to you. On Friday nights, you got Couch Coach Live, our sports show. On Saturdays, we've got I Got Something to Say with our brother Tavon, and he always got something to say. Saturday nights, we play the Bob Marley and the Family Reggae Mix, taking you into Sunday mornings. We play amplified gospel music. Takes you to 3:30 on Sundays, where we have irreconcilable differences with Big Rube. Ain't no telling what the hell he gonna talk about. Taking you right up to 6 p.m. with, as my brother Mr. 3375 would say, Twas After Dark. Twas After Dark is our relationship and sex show. And then, of course, following Twas After Dark, Mr. 3375 will lead us in the Lounge of Legacy, our jazz show. We're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, averaging somewhere between 13,000, 14,000 listeners a month here on Legacy Internet Radio. We're very, very proud of that. We peaked at 17,000 in March, so we're very, very, very proud of the growth that we've got and how well we've been doing. So thank you. It's because of you guys. It's the reason why we can continue doing this. We will be replaying this show in its entirety immediately following this airing right now. So I am going to go ahead and get us the hell out of here right now with my rant and with my closing. Two places I'm going to go. So bear with me. I ain't going to keep us long because they tired. I can see their eyes all red and stuff like they've been drinking or something.
I'm good, my G.
So America is more outraged by a man getting pulled off a damn airplane than America is tired of young men being killed by police. And I think it's unfortunate because our priorities are screwed up. You know, we went nuts, went crazy with media coverage. And I was guilty of it too, but I'm also guilty of bringing you the stories where the police are capping out our kids. But, you know, the guy got pulled off the airplane. It was unfair. We had You know, our sister Kathy come on the show a couple of weeks ago. She's a flight attendant who told us about how these things work. We were outraged. But I just got to be honest with you. I didn't see the outrage around the police officer who shot a kid with a rifle in the head, leaving a party that he, as the kid and his crew, realized was getting out of hand. So they was getting the hell out of there. And the police, without asking any questions, shot into a car. Now, where does this happen? Does it happen in your neighborhood? I'm going to speak to Richmond for a minute. Does this happen in the West End? Does this happen in Carytown? Jersey City? Does this happen in the Heights? Or does this happen in Churchill? Does this happen on the Hill? I'm mixing up the towns that I grew up in. But y'all know the point I'm making. Until we as a community that's larger than color and culture and demographic, but a community of people who are outraged, until we get to a point where we're pissed universally, this shit gonna continue to happen. We're gonna continue to feed into the sensationalized story of a man being pulled off an airplane, which was wrong, shouldn't have happened, unfortunate, ridiculous, should have been covered, but not more than the loss of the 15-year-old's life who had the misfortune of being in a car fleeing the scene of an unruly party on his way to safety and being taken from this earth by an overly aggressive, punk-ass scared cop. I got a problem with it. The other thing I want to get into tonight is Nicki Minaj. Now, I don't talk much about her because I ain't no fan. Ain't no hate, ain't no shade. I just ain't no fan. But I tell you, I became a fan of one of the things that she did recently. She had a fan that reached out to her on Instagram and said, Nicki, can you pay my college school bills? And Nicki said, show me proof of your grades and I got you. Mm-hmm. And not only did she pay that one girl's bill, but up to at least 12 people reached out to Nicki and Nicki hooked them up. These are fans. These are people who support Nicki. These are people who buy in her records and her products and support her and signed up to her IG. And, you know, I'm feeling really old fogey right now. Basically, they support her. So she put her money where her mouth was and she supported them. Imagine if all of the people whose sneakers we buy, whose records we buy, whose jerseys we buy, whose tickets we buy, all put their money where their mouth was and show the example of, because you support me, I'm going to support you. Imagine if they all did that. Imagine the advancements we can make. We talk so much stuff about the white man holding us down, the white man this, white man that. Even yours truly talks about the white man being the default in this country, which is true, as I see it. But a lot of the things that we have going on with us and our community can be dealt with by us. We can fix this stuff. All we got to do is take care of one another. All we got to do is love on one another. All we got to do is support one another. It ain't hard. All we got to do is quit mean mugging, being punks, being mean, and acting like our brother is our enemy. Because our real enemy is in D.C. voting on stuff that don't support our interests. So if the basketball star who came from our hood, who made it big, has that one cat in his ear from the hood that says, you know what? Don't forget where you came from. And if that guy did what he should do, like what Nicki Minaj just did, then we can all prosper. And that's all we need. And that's all we want. We can fix our problems. We just got to be invested in the actual solutions and quit talking about it and actually be about it. That is the Marcus's unrelated rant. And they got nothing to do with what we in here talking about tonight. It's the end of the show, y'all. I want to remind everybody that independence is key to building your legacy. I also want to say peace to all the stars and all of the squares. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty, y'all. Those are the words of Bob Marley, who you hear singing in the background. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We got a very, very special show for y'all next week. We got a fitness expert that's going to come in the studio and is going to talk to y'all about fitness, losing weight, getting in shape, and all of that kind of cool stuff. So I look forward to bringing that to y'all next week and whatever foolishness we can get into. We rerunning what we just did right now in its entirety. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We'll be back live right here from the den next week. Peace.